Hey everybody, this is Chris with Protect Your Children Incorporated. ProtectYourChildren.org is the website, ProtectYourChildren.org. So now there's no Epstein client list. You know, this is not a lot of surprising news for those of us out there who are awake, and we understand that the government is not going to protect your kids. Technology companies are not going to protect your kids, okay? Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. Everybody's out there and they say, Trump this, Trump's going to do this, Trump's going to do that. Or Biden's going to do this, or Biden was going to do that. Pam Bondi's going to do this, Pam Bondi's going to do that. Then they put on this dog and pony show about Jeffrey Epstein, right? And remember that whole debacle when they first rolled out the Epstein files, like it was a show. Everybody gets a little suitcase that apparently has the Epstein files in it, and it turned out to be crap. Okay? And then Dan Bongino's coming in, right? And he's a solid guy, man. He's going to make sure the Epstein client list gets released and all those people are going to be held responsible. And then he's like, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Or Jeffrey Epstein unalived himself, rather. Like, come on. Everybody knows this isn't true. Dan Bongino knows that's not true. Pam Bondi knows that's not true. So what's the point? The point is, stop expecting government to do the right thing. Okay, now look, we are patriotic Americans. Everybody in this organization, we vote for the party that we feel lines with our morals. A lot of times it's the lesser of two evils, you know what I'm saying out there, okay? But anybody was hoping that the Epstein client list would be released, hopefully has woken up now and realized that these elites are going to cover each other's butts. It doesn't matter if it's Donald Trump or Joe Biden or anybody else. They're not going to sell each other out. Okay? That's just the bottom line. We know that, Prince Andrew, I believe, was on that flight logs. Bill Clinton was on the flight logs. Hell, even Trump apparently went to the island a few times. You know what I mean? And we don't know who's guilty of doing stuff, but what we do know is that Epstein had videos from one end of that island to the other, and he recorded everybody who came there. Okay? So anybody that was there messing around with underage girls, underage boys, involved in all this trafficking, involved in everything that was going on, needs to be prosecuted. You tell me the FBI and the CIA don't have access to the videos? We know they do. Because when Pam Bondi was asked why it was taking so long, she said, well, there's just tens of thousands of hours of horrific stuff that we have to look through. She said there was videos of child abuse that they had to go through, and they had to make sure that the victims were protected before they released any information. So they've got videos of PDF files, sick predators abusing children under the authority of Jeffrey Epstein all over that island for God knows how long. Admittedly, they say we have to go through thousands of hours of videos of abuse of children. And now they're saying, there's no client list. Sorry, case closed. Let's just move on. Those of us who had a little glimmer of hope that the new administration would expose this are now seeing the truth. And as far as we're concerned, you're a political party, you can lower taxes and you can close the border and you can do all these other great things. But if you will not protect kids from trafficking and from sexual predators, that tells us all we need to know. And we don't care if you're Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Dan Bongino or Pam Bondi. It doesn't matter. The government is not going to protect your kids. They talk a good game. They walk a good walk. But ultimately, they're not going to do it. Parents, it's up to you. You are the number one defense. Listen, Jeffrey Epstein doesn't have victims unless he got involved with these young girls one way, shape, or form. Either they were runaways, or they got duped online, or they got groomed. All of those kids, those victims that ended up on that island, got there because somebody in their life, or multiple people in their life, did not protect them. That's just the bottom line. Everybody's talking about we need to hang PDF files by their cojones. We need to execute them in the public square. Yeah, listen, we're all for justice. We're all for law enforcement. But these PDF files, these traffickers, they do not have victims unless they're coming from your home. Okay? These kids all start out at someone's home, born to some family, some parents. And if those people were doing the job that they were supposed to, there wouldn't be any more victims of child abuse. But they're not. See? Families are screwing up. Parents are screwing up. They're losing custody of their kids. The kids are getting put in foster care, and then they're getting trafficked from there. It's time for some personal responsibility on behalf of parents. Stop expecting everyone else to save your kids. Only you can do it. Now there's no Epstein list. What about remember Weinstein? Remember, whatever happened to that story? Oh, well, yeah, the Me Too movement. They took Weinstein, they hung him out to dry. He goes to prison, some federal cushy prison somewhere. Did we ever find out all the people that he abused? Nope. Didn't find anything out there. Now, it is interesting that over the last, 3 months or so, there's been a lot of reports of kids, hundreds of kids, being rescued, trafficked kids, all over the country. Operations that are rescuing these kids. And they're arresting traffickers all over the place. Are those true stories? We hope so. Or is that government propaganda saving face because they will not hold the PDF files that were associated with Jeffrey Epstein accountable and responsible for the crimes that they committed? Or is it the fact that the administration actually is doing something? They're not exposing the PDF files and the traffickers and all the people that went to Epstein's Island, but they're taking all the information that they found from Epstein and they're locating tons and tons of runaway, trafficked, and exploited kids. We don't know what's happening. The bottom line is here. Parents, it's up to you. These people get access to your children through their phones, through the computer, through the video games, okay? At school, in the neighborhood. And you have to be vigilant. You have to be monitoring who your kids are talking to. You've got to be watching the games that they're playing. Go look on our page from a couple days ago and listen to the phone call that we received from a mother whose 7-year-old had an encounter with a predator on Roblox. Now, this mom was smart. She was monitoring while the kid was playing. And she heard what was taking place. And it is absolutely creepy and scary. You can find the phone call right here on our Facebook or YouTube or Rumble. Okay? You have to be alert. It becomes second nature. Okay? Again, these predators do not have victims unless people are not protecting the kids in the way that they need to. That's it. They're not walking into your home off the street and just abusing your child. It's not happening. Okay, less than 10% of abuse happens by complete strangers. So over 90% is somebody that is already known by the child, already known by the family. Think about that. So that means monitoring what your kids are doing online, going through their phones, watching who they're chatting with. It means monitoring their gameplay, who they're talking to within their game systems. Whether it's Roblox, Fortnite, Call of Duty, it don't matter. If your kids have a Nintendo Switch, guess what? They can get on the internet. Did you know that? A lot of parents didn't realize that. Did you know there's an app out there called Colorfy? It's a coloring app, right? And did you know that kids, tons of young girls especially, are on that app and they can communicate with complete strangers? Yeah. You'd think they're on there just coloring, right? Looks innocent enough. You're going through their phone, color file. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. But they're communicating with complete strangers. Think about it. You've got to be vigilant. The government is not going to save your kids. And this latest Epstein garbage, with there being no Epstein client list, which is a freaking bunch of lies, okay, is the latest thing that tells us the government is not going to protect your kids. Only you can do it. So make sure you subscribe to our social media as we work to protect kids every single day. Visit our website, protectyourchildren.org, protectyourchildren.org. Tons of great resources and information. Follow our social media and stay updated as we continue to work together to protect kids from these crazy, evil predators that are out there looking to exploit them. Thank you for watching. Take care, and God bless.